Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Divi and I'm the founder here at Jungly. Just wanted to say a sincere thank you to each of you for applying for Vibe Code with the View and a massive congratulations for passing the first round. I thought before I just send a message over here and then the next part over here, which is a task and an assignment where we want to filter as we get closer to the 3 AI educators that we want to pick for this. I just thought I'll take a second to say hi, to make a video, to put a face to the name, so that you know that this thing is real. There is a beautiful campus in the middle of the jungle with very functional rooms, great Wi-Fi, where you can indeed vibe code with a view. And so, yeah, I just thought makes it a little bit more real when you can see a video. So I just thought I'd record a quick video to tell you a little bit about what is Jungly and what is this program Vibe Code with a View, how you fit in, and also big picture, how I think this really would add some value to society, the way that the world is going. And you all being AI nerds, I know I don't need to explain the basics to you, which is great. So just a little bit of intro for you all on what is Jungly. If you haven't had a chance, the best way to learn about Jungly is by going through our website and especially by going through our about pages. But in a nutshell, Jungly is actually something my great-grandfather started. It was not called Jungly. It was a ferroalloy plant. We had manganese mines all around the place. And my great-granddad was a freedom fighter. And he encouraged 5,000 freedom fighters and their families to move to the middle of the jungle to create an amazing industrial campus over here, complete with a hospital and a sports club. And it's a massive 150-acre piece of land. It's like a small town. And the factory did very well, giving jobs to 3,500 people. So we're kind of some of the pioneers of this town of Dandeli that grew around us, which is a big responsibility that we still take very seriously as a family, wanting to see this town flourish. However, in 2001, it shut. So for 24 years, the land waited, and it's been a tough time for the family. We're very transparent about that. And 2 years ago, I returned from my nomading around Australia. I lived in a camper van. I used to work at Uber for 5 years, one of their first employees in Uber Australia, New Zealand. Van life for 1 year. And then I backpacked India for 2 years solo. And I just fell back in love with home. But also realized that there's no one place dedicated to digital nomads and technology-based artists on the move, where there's a functional workspace, Wi-Fi, warm lighting, monthly discounts, healthy food, and a hand-picked community, especially where women can feel safe. So I felt compelled to turn our family's ancestral land into India's first nomad village. So that's a little bit about who we are. Something that makes us really special is that we're not publicly available to book. So Jungly is not available on booking.com or Airbnb or even Google Maps. Everyone has to go through our website and apply to stay. And despite that, we just had 50 people over here last week for India's first digital nomad festival. And we've seen around 650 Junglies come through in the last 2 years. So we're getting a lot of good growth just through community building tactics, which is my strength and background. So that's a little bit about our story so far. A little bit about who comes here so that you can start to think about customer profiles for Vibe Code with a View as well. We have a lot of digital nomads that come here, people that work online and travel. We have artists that especially like to create from Serene. This is an art house that we created that I'm talking to you from today. Entrepreneurs, people running their businesses, therefore owning their time and very interested in the entrepreneurial story and the startup in the middle of the jungle happening right here. And nature lovers, those people that are sick of the city and just want to do some yoga and wellness. This is what we filter people for in the apply to stay. We try and see, do they match this criteria, or generally, gut feel, do they feel like a Jungly, right? Just want to also call out who doesn't pass the test is alcoholics, drug addicts, and leisure travelers. Right? This is not a place for just a family holiday for sightseeing, a passive holiday, or just a place to get fucked up. There's enough of that. This is a place where people come with goals to leave as a better version of themselves. So that's a little bit about Jungly. The vibe, just want to talk about the vibe that we have on the campus. So you can check whether this is a good vibe check for you, vibe fit for you. And if for some reason we don't align on these values, then you can save some time and go ahead and find your own communities. But if you vibe with these values, then you might lean in even further. The first one, as I said, is this is a place for clean living. This is a place where we don't have an alcohol license and we discourage the consumption of alcohol. We still have lots of fun outside of alcohol by swinging on swings. There's a swing right there. That banyan tree, as you can see, there's a girl swinging right now. By going to the riverbank, by enjoying the thing that's music. I'm a DJ and a producer. By going, just like enjoying good conversation, and enjoying like kombucha and honey mint lemonades rather than alcohol. The second rule and the vibe here is that we're a co-living, not a hotel. So what that means is there's no room service here, there's no a la carte menu, but rather there's more of a DIY culture and 3 set meals a day where we set the menu and it's all amazing ghar ka khana. So if you're okay with that, then we're gonna vibe. And the last one is, I believe the currency we're running out of as a civilization today, especially those in cities, is not money, it's time. So this is a place where we have staff that are completely obsessed with helping you to get 2 hours back in a day. Imagine you don't need to cook. Imagine you don't need to make that Swiggy decision every day. Imagine you don't need to go to the shops. And you live in a place where you won't be paying, but the selected educators, but the other people that come here, they pay one lifestyle fee. And in that lifestyle fee, there's stay, meals, Wi-Fi, maintenance requests whenever anything needs a little bit of tech maintenance is all handled by our team. What would you do? What would you create if you had time back and the right creative conditions? I think that's the kind of place where masterpieces are born from and beautiful business models are born from. So that's what we're about. Our growth so far, just so you know what we've handled so far, is about 650 junglies. Half of the room nights that we've had here have been booked by people from around the world. We're a big fan of diversity. And 1 in 3 are solo female travelers. Personally and my family, we're very passionate about this. India is not a safe place for women to travel, unfortunately, and it also carries that perception abroad. But places like Jungli are changing that, with people, especially women, foreign women, solo, are coming to India just for Jungli and leaving just after Jungli. And we're now partnering with other co-livings to extend what we call the Jungli Trail, right? And a bit about our capacity, because you might wonder, okay, if there's so much land here, how many can we accommodate? We have 3 co-livings. A co-living is like a social hotel. I'm staying in a co-living right now. So you have your own room, but a lot of shared spaces, co-working space built in, community kitchen, and one of the co-workings big is the premium one with the pool and all the meals are sorted there. It's like the community clubhouse. Big has 8 bedrooms. Serene is the affordable one. It's where I'm talking to you from today. It has 6 bedrooms. Soch has 5 bedrooms. In total, co-livings have, Soch is ultra luxury. So in total, that's 19 bedrooms, which can flex up to 40 people max across the co-livings if people are willing to share, right? Which not everyone is, and that's okay. And then in villas, we have 3 2-bedroom villas, and we have 1 3-bedroom villa, coming to 9 bedrooms across the villas, and therefore between 9 to 20 people max if sharing. So as a summary, Jungli can hold from 30 to 60 people depending on how many people are willing to share. And at Jungli, the Nomad Fest, we just hosted successfully around 50 people across those 5 days, and our ratings maintained high, and we now have that confidence that our ops are in place to be able to handle capacity. And what that means is we can now use this place for a better and bigger impact. Rather than people just co-living, co-working, doing their thing, we can actively lean in now and turn it into a learning center, getting to what we're getting to now. So why am I a nature-loving music producer kind of nomad leaning so hard into AI? I'm going to tell you. When I launched Jungli, I mean, I'm ex-Uber, so I understand a little bit about tech and systems, and I've operated them, but I've never built them. So I was struggling to build all our systems, our applications to stay, our taxis, if someone wants a lemonade, their bill, and keeping track of the whole guest log. I made Google Sheets for each of these. This was very manual, right? And what it means is my team hated me for it and continues to. So I went away on a little trip and I vibe coded my own front and back end for my dream application to handle all our property management and our booking calendar and all of that. This is dummy data. This is not live yet. Otherwise, I would not be sharing my screen because of data privacy. But I was able to see that, holy cow, AI is now actually able to make an entire front end and back end. So this is the front end, and then this is the back end. I figured out how to make an SQL table editor we need 25 tables. All our properties are now in here with all of their names, the ones I was telling you about, how many bedrooms they all have, resident log, all of that sort of stuff. Again, this is all dummy data, otherwise I would not be sharing my screen. So my eyes opened to the power of AI, and I realized that I'm so lucky that I had the time to go away and learn, and that I have the ability to self-learn, and not everyone is that lucky, and some people need a bit more hand-holding. And so I realized that with the rise of AI, there's going to be a rise in the need of AI literacy and teachers and spaces that facilitate this kind of learning to scale this aha moment that I was lucky to have to 100 people this monsoon. That's the vision. So therefore, I came up with this idea. One day I was vibe coding on this very table, and I looked up and I was like, how lucky am I to vibe code with a view? And that's when I thought, that's a differentiator. You can go to Bangalore and join an AI school. There's probably a ton starting up, I can imagine. But how many of them have a view? And how many of them are you immersed in the forest? And how many of them can you do yoga every morning, vibe code all day, and then play pickleball in the evening and have no traffic in between? That's really special. And that's the community, nature-immersed environment that we offer here at Junglee. So I'm going to now tell you a little bit about Vibe Code with a View and how you, if you're one of the selected 3 educators, plug into this vision, right? So at Junglee, the Nomad Festival, we had all these talks about personal branding, nomadism, and AI, and women traveling India. And we saw how our campus can really become a true learning center. We had a projector, a screen, floor mattresses, people had their laptops, they were taking notes, they were asking questions, and it felt like the fun version of school that all of us wanted to go to, and everyone was there out of choice, not compulsion. So now we want to lean into that hard, experimenting with converting the entire Junglee campus into an AI school this monsoon called Vibe Code with a View. Now, I'm big on why, because if we talk about why, then the how and the what becomes a lot easier, right? Number one, why? I believe that this will genuinely be a service to the world. I believe that teaching AI will actually help people to change their lives, to get time back, and therefore with that time back, they can spend more time doing meaningful things, like making art, making out, no, I'm just kidding, making art, spending time with their family, and just doing things that light them up, okay? So that's the why. I really see this as spiritual work. I don't really see it as like, the business is secondary. It's all about purpose over profit for me, right? Then if you talk about the how, there are 3 opportunities that I see. And please fill in and let me know in your forms that that's what's coming next, your assignment, if you see it another way. But the 3 tracks that I see as clear use cases, one is automation. That is to help non-tech users learn how to automate simple tasks. How AI can help read their emails and surface the top ones. How AI can create a skill, put it on a schedule, and then run that so that they don't need to remember to do one less thing to do. So that's automation. It helps a noob go to an intermediate. Then an agentic AI helps an intermediate user learn how to spawn or create agents to offset bigger tasks. And like how I had to create Mowgli to handle all of Junglee's internal ops, there's someone else out there who's about to pay a lot of money to some SaaS company when they could actually build their own custom software that's going to be way cheaper in the long term and help them run their business better and might be in their brand colors, which might make them happy, like how it makes me happy that Mowgli's green. And last one is AI in the arts. We all know a content creator who's looking for a video editor. Right now downstairs, we have a film studio set up with 2 amazing video editors that are processing all of the talks from Junglee, the Nomad Festival, using Claude. They're cutting the videos. There's multi-camera, there's subtitling, there's title addition. They did one video, fed it to Claude, built a skill out of it, and now what they call Sage OS is handling the rest. Honestly, they could be great contenders for this, teaching this as well. But I really want to teach content creators and artists how to outsource the boring stuff or jam with AI to basically help bring their visions to life, rather than it being an idea that's just sitting in their diary, okay? So then, how did these 3 educators come into this vision, right? The truth is, I can't do this alone. And Junglee's heartbeat is community. We have the space, we see ourselves as the hardware, right? We have the space, the stay, the transport, the Wi-Fi, the power backup. We're really good at our ops now. But what we lack is the software in this hardware. We lack educators that know in depth about AI. I'm a noob, right? I understand it at a high level, but I can't teach it as well as you can. So I want educators that come in here to really take ownership and turn it into an AI school. And I'm going to show you the amount of ownership that I like to give. Imagine you are in my place. Imagine you are lucky to own a 150-acre campus, to have those co-livings and villas, to be able to fit and feed 30 to 60 people. Imagine you have a 60-person team on the ground here, everyone from ops to accounts to security. And imagine that food, stay, internet, power backup, yoga, swimming pool, gym, pickleball, sauna, all of that is sorted. Imagine you want to create an AI learning school here. How would you do it? That's the level of big picture thinking I'm looking for from these AI educators. People that are true owners, not renters, that have that owner mindset to see this thing through proactively. And ideally, if you've done business before, then you kind of understand that the bigger challenge here is not the operations, it's the marketing, right? So we'll talk a bit more about that. We're looking for those people who can truly co-create a course with us, right? We want you to be able to think about what should the learning structure be? What should the duration of the course be? I want to clear something up here. A lot of people are misunderstanding that I'm pitching that we have a 3-month-long residency, that the student has to come here for all 3 months. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that for 3 months, we turn Junglee into an AI learning school as an experiment. If it does well, it could be forever, right? It's all about the market. In that 3 months, how do you want to cut it? Do you want to have monthly cohorts times 3? Do you want to have fortnightly cohorts times 6? Do you want to have weekly cohorts times 12, right? Do you just want to have like weekend only cohorts and you believe we should be empty in the week or do something else in the week? I want to leave it to you, okay? How big should the batches be, right? You remember your capacity is 30 to 60 depending on how many people share, and we can never predict. But from my data, I would say like 1 in 3 people are willing to share a room, okay? Pricing, how would you price your course? Again, you're the boss here. Co-marketing, how would you market the course? Knowing that you have Junglee's 2,000 subscriber newsletter, 500-person WhatsApp group, 3,000 on Instagram, and a very solid engaged community in these relatively small numbers, we get very high engagement because we were a secret for a year. So there's a real grassroots community around us. How do you want to earn from it? This is the kind of ownership I'm willing to give to you. And I'll be honest, this is the easy part, okay? After you co-create a course and you pitch that, and we're going to get to that next step in a second, right? It would be 3 AI educators we select, along with Geetika, our marketing manager, and as we say, tribe queen, and myself that are in this team. This team has to then collectively create a document that outlines the program, pricing, the deal of how much you want to earn from it collectively, right? And we welcome your inputs, right? Yes, you guys are the ones driving it, but just so that there's one captain of the ship and we don't have multiple conflicts and there's one decision maker, I will hold the final decision, right, on how the course looks, but I'm very, very open to your inputs and how we make it happen, right? Then lastly, this is the hard part. How do we market? Now you've made a course, great. Anyone can make a course. Claude can make a course, let's be honest, okay? How do you make a course that sells? That's the hard part. How would you market? How would you make reels? What content would you put out there? How would you share in your communities? How would you drive sales? And how would you get learners to the middle of a jungle? And let me tell you, it's possible because I've done this day in and day out. You've seen my numbers, but I'm now opening it up to you and I want to see this as a collaboration, right? How would you market? That's the hard part. In every retreat, it's not the operations that's hard. You know, putting up a reel saying you're doing a yoga class and then teaching yoga here, pretty easy. But convincing 20 people to pay money up front and come here, harder, right? Lastly, we want you to deliver the program. We would like you to move to Junglee for a month or 2 or 3. And of course, you might stay for a month, see if you like it and extend and all that happens. And we get it, right? You're a nomad. So move to Junglee, teach the program that you've pitched, that you've collectively agreed on, right? So there might be a mix of structured learning with their scheduled hours, and there might be a mix of unstructured learning, like some spontaneous tutoring that people around you might come and ask you, some workshops that you or others in the group teach, some community-driven learning. I'll leave that to you to decide how to facilitate these. We want people, you, the educators, to actually enjoy this nature-immersed, wellness, relaxed, slow-living community lifestyle here with this like fun and active and vibrant school in the middle of it. And ideally, we want you to be able to continue your online work, because I don't want to sit here and set false expectations and tell you that you're going to earn lakhs from this program, right? You're going to have next to zero expenses, like all your stay and food will be covered, but your taxi and your extras you buy from our cafe or store will obviously be chargeable. And yeah, you'll be able to earn something from the program fee that you put forward, and you tell me how much you want to earn. But let's be real, it's not going to be something to retire on. So I have a preference for people that have something going for them online, where they can continue their online work while they're here, and you're a little bit of a digital nomad. Cool? So if this resonates with you, and if you're listening going, hell yeah, this is great, I've been wanting to do this, I like the level of ownership, and I want to lean in, let's go to the next step. If you're like, oh man, I was hoping for something where someone would really hold my hand and tell me what to do, and like Divi should tell me what I should teach and when, and Divi will get all the students, then this is not for you, right? So I just want to put that up front. So if you're still keen, then we're going to send a link to an assignment in the group, and we're giving you 3 days. You have 3 days to crush this assignment by Tuesday, 16th June. What is the assignment? Super, super simple. We want you to basically design your program. We want you to tell us the answers to all the questions I just asked, right? Let's say you're teaching automation. Who's the ideal person for the program? How long do you think the program should be? Given that, what should be the syllabus? And if this is too small, you can always stretch it, right? What should be the syllabus that you teach in a week? Or if you choose a fortnight, what do you want to teach in that fortnight? Like if you feel a week is more sellable, then select a week. If you feel a month is more sellable, then select a month, right? And remember, there are things out there where people are going around the world to lock in for a month for places just like this, okay? This is Network School Singapore. I just came back from there. It's incredible, and I'm very inspired by their vision. What does a day in your program look like? Are you going to teach for 12 hours in a day or 2 hours in a day? What do you propose is realistic for your kind of market? What interactive elements would you make to make it fun and to give ownership to the students? This is not a typical hotel webinar kind of school, as I think you're able to tell. Are students able to give their own workshops? Will they be able to have demo days or run hackathons? I don't want to give you all the answers. I'll stop there. I want you to tell me, how would you make it community-driven and fun? Okay? Don't mind me just passing my validations. Cool. Then, now that you've designed a course, how would you sell it? Your ability to sell the course is as valid in your application as your ability to design one, because anybody can design a course. I'm sorry. Maybe a few can design it better, but very few can sell it. How would you sell your course? The course being Vibe Code with a View, run by you, right? What channels do you have access to? How would you then package this program and present it to sell it to this audience and channels that you have, okay? And how much would you charge for the program? So I've been up front of here, Jungli's lifestyle cost, which you don't need to pay as the selected AI educator, but a student would obviously need to pay. It starts from 42K for a sharing room in Serene, where I am now, and peaks at 72K for a luxury room with, AC and a balcony and all that stuff. So if that's how much, let's say 50K is what someone can put aside for lifestyle cost, then what program fee do you want to charge on top? And of course, if it's a week-long course, then your program fee applies for the week, right? If it's a month-long course, the program fee applies for a month. So you decide and you tell me, what fee do you think you want to charge on top? And lastly, how would you like to earn from the program? What do you think is fair? Do you think it's fair to earn a percentage from the program fee of students that you bring via a promo code that you have, that student then types in, so we know that you bought that student? We have that text set up, right? Or do you think it's better to earn a percentage from the collective program fee of all of the students, and you and the educators adopt more of a team mindset? No right or wrong. Or are you not interested to earn? Is free food and stay enough for you, right? And of course, I'll be transparent. Jungli also has an interest in the program fee for all the extra curation efforts we're making to find the right educators. So we'll work that out when we find the right AI educators, a split for you and a split for us, so that it's a nice win-win. And that's it. After that, you submit it, and we review your program design carefully. And then the next step is we'll send you a link to a video call to schedule with us. and we'll ask you to walk through the program you've designed, or we'll ask you to actually teach us a lesson so we can see what it would be like to be a student in your lesson. Are you articulate? Are you clear? Are you fun to learn from, right? All of that is important for us to ensure that we're delivering a good customer experience to the learners that all of us are going to bring in. Cool? That's that. Just a quick note on timeline. Timelines are a bit tight, I'll be honest, but so were they with Vibe Code, with Junglee the Nomad Festival, and it was still a big hit. So here's the timeline we're looking at. Today is June 12th, it just finished the applications and 40 people applied. So now we're in the middle of selecting the right educators. So by June 16th, we'll close the assignment deadline, and then we'll use those couple of days to finalize the educators, co-create the program together, and update this landing page then with the new structure that you give us, right? Like however long you feel the program should go, whatever price you feel the program should be, collectively, we'll update the landing page, make sure we're all happy with it, start to co-market it, and say that learners are welcome to come here from July 7th onwards, all the way to October 7th. So July, August, September, going 1 week into October as well. And as I said, if it's a success, I'm very open to Junglee becoming an AI school for as long as it feels necessary and evolving as it goes. Because really my dad, who is the director of the company, really has a vision that this place is, what's written for this place is to be an experiential learning center. And as you might be able to see from our website, that is the direction that I am starting to feel as well. If you learn about our learning residency page over here and how we see the next future for Junglee, it lies in programs. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's it. I hope that was fun and a little bit educational for you all on what we're looking to do, and helps answer some of your questions. I would love to do a video call with each of you, but I figured it would take time to set up, so I just thought I'd do something asynchronous to get us started. And looking forward to welcoming you all to Junglee, where we can vibe code with a view. Peace.